what decisions would you make based upon, say, a demographic that is in the rural Midwest versus, say, in New York City?
Sure. So just at a really kind of broad level, I mean, the key word is relevance, right? So, you know, today as a consumer, you're just absolutely inundated with all these different forms of advertising and all these different channels on your mobile phone, on TV, on the internet, in your email, like just everywhere you go, right? Out of home. So being able to rise above that noise and using kind of integrated campaigns, integrating mobile and out of home to create a really compelling experience is key. So when you dive in from that and say, all right, I'm going to figure out something on mobile, you got to do your homework. So just saying, all right, what's the hottest thing out there? Oh, Scavenger or Foursquare or Pandora, I'm going to run a campaign with them. It's the hottest thing in mobile. That's not a really sophisticated approach. You got to think about your demographics, your psychographics, how are people that engage with your brand going to engage with these different properties, and kind of plan accordingly, right? So I mean, at a really high level, that's how I'd answer the question. I mean, we'll skip metrics for later. I'm sure
that's fine.
I would build on that, and I would say that when you're breaking down the audience that you're talking to, it's very important to understand the purchase behavior that you're trying to drive, or the purchase behavior that you want to drive, and the needs and the attitudes and the motivations that surround that, and then start there and then figure out what's the best way to intercept that or influence that or interject with that. So at the end of the day, I think there's a lot of money and time has been spent creating fabulous fun.
Sure. But
we're in the business of selling stuff, right? So figuring out how you're actually going to do that and impact that kind of behavior. We spend a lot of time breaking down the minutia of a purchase funnel, right? What are the factors and how is it different for different categories and different brands? And I think that's critical as you break it in. Because you may find, God forbid, that mobile's actually completely wrong.
Sure.
Along those lines, if you're talking about Iowa or the Midwest, one of the most basic things is going to be the statistics of what devices are out there and who has them. And then you get into the question of whether you're going to build native mobile apps or whether you're going to have mobile websites, or whether you're going to use texting, or whether you're going to use push notifications. Things like that are going to decide the architecture of the mobile solution that you want to put out there so that you can reach the most people in that demographic.
Yeah. I mean, is there a formal process or methodology that goes into helping determine the most appropriate channels? For example, typically a phased approach, which might be identify your core